Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we are going to react to the 5 worst teams to appear in the NBA Finals this century. Video by Wilson C. Link to his channel in the description below. But like straight up, man, like no team that's in the finals is a bad team. It just could be like some cases where you have like one player that just had a freaking godly like season and just like led a team of just like basics to the NBA Finals where they would not even be probably in the playoffs without that particular player, you know, guys like LeBron or Allen Iverson. So we're going to see what 5 teams there is here, man. Better not have the Detroit Pistons. I'm just saying, like that team gelled together, man. They were beasts. Let's see. I know probably like LeBron's Cavs, like the first time they got there, he got swept by the Spurs probably on there. And probably Iverson's team. I can't think of who the other 3 would be, though.
Last 2 decades, many people love to criticize LeBron
Can't
for
think
his
who the other 3 would be.
overall finals record, but his dominance in the East is just as remarkable for leading a couple of his teams that had no business being
I guess multiple LeBron teams. Okay.
Factoring all the guys on the team's roster and the lack of talent is how I'll rank my decision for the 5 worst teams that made the finals this century. Number 5, the 2002-2003 Nets.
J-Kidd.
It was the year where the Eastern
Kerry
Conference
Kittles,
was at one of its weakest in league history. Only the Detroit Pistons won 50 games that year in the conference.
I mean, that's the garbage squad. You got J-Kidd on there, you got Rich Jefferson. This must have been the year before Vince Carter was on the team, right? Kerry Kittles was a decent player, but I mean, Jason Kidd, like, don't sleep on him, man. Don't sleep on Jay.
Some of the standings, New Jersey won 49 total games, still ended up being the 2 seed. That Nets roster featured
Lucius Harris,
Jason
sounds like a
Kidd,
damn Harry Potter
player
name.
Kerry Kittle, Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin, and Jason Collins. Traded Keith Van Horn to get an aging Dikembe Mutombo before the season. Off the bench were Lucius Harris,
damn
Rodney
3-point
Rogers,
percentages.
Aaron Williams, and the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine, and Anthony Johnson. Looking at the loaded Western Conference standings, San Antonio and Dallas won 60 games, Sacramento
Garbage year, man.
Minnesota 51, and even Kobe and Shaq's Lakers won 50, tied with the 6-seeded Blazers. Any of the 5 best teams in the West would have embarrassed the Nets. The 8-seeded Suns had all-star Stephon Marbury, a good player in Sean Marion, rookie Amari Stoudemire, young Joe Johnson, and an older Penny Hardaway. Take away both point guards from the Nets and Suns, Phoenix is slightly better. In the first round, the Nets played the 42-win Bucks team led by 34-year-old Gary Payton, 33-year-old
Tim
Sam
Thomas,
Cassell, Desmond Mason,
Michael Redd,
Tim Thomas, and Irvin Johnson. With young Michael Redd and old Tony Kukoc off the bench because of the Bucks' lack of front line, Kenyon Martin had his way in the series, averaged over 22 points, 10 rebounds. Kidd and Payton both went at it, posting similar numbers. Both these teams were actually very evenly matched, while Rodney Rogers nailed the game winner with 2 seconds remaining in Game 3, giving the Nets a
damn, you don't hear about that shot at all, do you?
J-Kidd helped the Nets win both Games 5 and 6, eliminated Milwaukee in 6. Because there was no clear-cut favor from any team in the East that year, all 4 first-round matchups went to 6 games. On to the second round, a rematch of the conference finals the season before. New Jersey dominated and swept Boston, the franchise's first ever playoff sweep. After being swept 7 times in their postseason history beforehand, took 2 overtimes in Game 4 to eliminate the C's, led by
I think Kenyon Martin, very underrated player, if I'm being honest.
19-9-9, along with 2 steals for the series. Kenyon Martin 20.5 points, 22-year-old Richard Jefferson over 18 points, Paul Pierce 29-9-8 weren't enough. Kidd continued his excellent performance. The team held Detroit to 11 fourth-quarter points in Game 1, sank the game-winning jumper, taking a 1-0 series lead. That was before the Pistons got Rasheed Wallace. Jersey stole Game 2 once again, thanks to Kenyon Martin, 16 of his 25 points coming in the final period, winning again by 2.
Yeah, once we got Sheeter, it was a GG, man.
Pathetic in the series, averaged less than 10 points on under 28% shooting. The Nets won the next 2 by double digits, 10 straight wins going into the finals. Kidd and Martin were sensational, but were absolutely no match for San Antonio.
I didn't start watching the Pistons until 2004. I was a 12-year-old hypebeast. And I knew my mom like always hated Jason Kidd. I never knew why, but hey, now I know why. Because he freaking destroyed Chauncey Billups in 2003.
Knocked off Dallas and the Lakers the last 2
Makes
rounds.
sense.
Despite Jersey playing very well in Game 2 and 4, winning by the skin of their teeth, San Antonio was too big, too physical, too deep, and Tim Duncan was too good. Combined with the Nets' cold streak at times, not having a reliable go-to scorer, the Spurs went on a 19-0 fourth quarter run in Game 6. just too much for the Nets to handle.
Captain Jack
Number
right
4,
there.
The 2001,
damn, look at that hair, man.
The team had an awful 26 wins the season before, while Phoenix wanted to get rid of Jay Kidd, trading him for all-star point guard Stephon Marbury. All of a sudden, the franchise would change forever, doubling their win total to 52 games, clinching the number 1 seed in the East. Nobody viewed the team as contenders, and I have this team slightly worse than 03 since Kenyon Martin and Richard Jefferson were a year younger, not as established. The 4 best teams in the West posted at least 5 more regular season wins than Jersey. Combined with the lack of talent in the conference and Kidd being in his prime, changed the entire culture of the franchise. With head coach Brian Scott coming from the Showtime era, Kidd was the perfect player to run the team with the athletes in Jefferson and Martin.
No, I like JC as a point guard. His vision was amazing.
The Pacers.
Unstoppable.
Nailed a clutch 3 in Game 3. With the series tied at 2, Game 5 was a classic in the history books. Up to that point, Kidd was just 1-5 in his playoff series career. Reggie Miller's incredible performance kept Indy in the game. With his overtime forcing Hail Mary 3, Captain Kidd made sure the Nets would not lose.
Damn, he banked that thing too.
Indy 13-2 in the second overtime. The next round against the 44-win Hornets, Kidd proved why he was the best point guard in the league, getting the best of Baron Davis, an easy 5-game series win, knocked off the 49-win Celtics in the conference finals in 6.
Damn, we get the whole damn Jason Kidd breakdown here, aren't we?
Under 39% shooting, advancing to their first ever finals in franchise history, but ran into Kobe and Shaq's Lakers.
Well, there you go.
Facing a single 50-win team in the East and almost losing in the first round.
Oh my
Shaq
God,
and Kobe
dude, look at Kobe.
absolutely destroyed, abused, humiliated, and embarrassed the Nets. Even though 3 of the 4 wins were by single digits, Kobe and Shaq combined for 252 points.
You got that freaking kindergarten around Shaq. Like, get off me, bro.
The fact that nobody on the roster averaged more than 15 a game in the regular season, they would have easily lost to any of the 4 teams who made it to the semis in the Western Conference. Number 3, the 2017-18 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, yeah, wasn't Kyrie and Kevin Love hurt?
Drama, dysfunction,
or something?
And half the roster being traded before the deadline, leaving the role players of J.R. Smith.
Oh, this is okay. This is after Kyrie was traded. My bad.
Jeff
My bad.
Green, Larry Nance Jr., Tristan
Kevin Love
Thompson,
was injured, I think.
Jordan Clarkson, and Kyle Korver. The team still won 50 games, being in the weak East. LeBron was dominant enough to single-handedly carry the roster on his shoulder. A couple solid role players in Jordan Clarkson and Rodney Hood just wasn't a good fit with James. It took LeBron to average 34.4 points in the tough grinded 7-game series in the first round to beat the 48-win Pacers team, which was nowhere near a contender, having 3 40-plus point games and a crazy walk-off game winner in Game 5. It's shocking that no Pacers outside of Oladipo averaged more than 12.5 points that series. Indy even outscored Cleveland by a combined 40 points in the 7 games. The worst plus minus by a winning team in the 7-game first-round format era. K-Love was the only other Cav in double figures. In the semis, the 59-win Raptors melted against James and were simply too intimidated by LeBron's presence. You
don't see that jump shot on Siakam's face, but yet Kawhi Leonard isn't a big reason. Oh man. I'm not gonna get going, man. I can't do it every single video. I can't do it every single video. I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Love outscored every player on the Raptors, and Kyle Korver had a better series than DeMar DeRozan, sweeping Toronto.
Oh, there's Anobi, the new starting small forward. It's gonna be the Kawhi's replacement.
Hayward, a team with Horford, second-year Jaylen Brown, and rookie Jason Tatum. Having no business being in the conference finals, Cleveland won in the close 7-game series. Once again, Love was the only other Cav in double figure, while George Hill, Jeff Green, and Korver were the 3 reliable role players that series. The team was swept by Golden State in the finals, despite James dropping a playoff career high of 51 points in Game 1, thanks to J.R. Smith being an absolute travesty before the end of regulation. One of the dumbest moments in NBA history. The Dubs averaged 116 points for the series. Cleveland won.
Oh, it was a boring series. Such a boring series.
That year, they would have likely failed to make the playoffs, where the 9th-seeded 46-win Denver Nuggets team, led by Nikola Jokic, had a deeper roster than the Cavs. Number 2, the 2000-2001 Philadelphia 76ers.
Number 2, I thought we only did 3 teams.
The team was constructed perfectly around Allen Iverson, and the starters of AI, Aaron McKee, George Lynch, Tyronn Hill,
Theo Ratliff, the Rat Man,
nowhere near a contender.
Eric
Snow, Vernon Maxwell, young Raja Bell came off the bench. Theo Ratliff and Tony Kukoc were traded at the deadline for Dikembe. Nobody on the roster outside of Iverson averaged a dozen points. The MVP averaged 30.1 points, leading the league in scoring, taking 25.5 shots a game. With the team knocking off the Pacers in the first round, getting revenge from losing to them the previous year. The semis were one of the most entertaining battles all time. Both teams were evenly matched, with Toronto having physical Charles Oakley, Antonio Davis, and Alvin Williams. 36-year-old Del Curry was on his last legs. After losing Game 1 by 3, Iverson went bananas in Game 2, scoring more than half the team's points, winning 97-92, setting a franchise postseason single game record. But Carter gave Iverson a taste of his own medicine, responding with 50 in Game 3. Alvin Williams and Aaron McKee simply took turns getting destroyed and abused on defense by the two stars. Iverson had 52 in Game 5. Carter responded with 39 in Game 6, and an ugly.
How many points do y'all think Iverson would average today, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, guys.
Carter missed the game winner at the buzzer. Philly went on to play the 2-seed Milwaukee Bucks, led by Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, and Sam Cassell, a better offensive team than
Sam
Philly.
Cassell is one ugly dude. I ain't trying to be mean.
Matt Doc missed the bunny in Game 5, which would have won the game for Milwaukee. Jason Caffrey's tip was too late, giving Philly an 89-88 win. Iverson had 46 in the Game 6 loss, but dropped 44 and winning Game 7. The highlight of AI's career, dropping 48 in the Game 1 win over the Lakers, but was absolutely no match for Kobe and Shaq.
Yo, hit him, man. Step over, man. Do it.
Mutombo, Geiger, and Hill averaged 33, Kobe nearly 25. Despite losing to LA in 5, Iverson averaging nearly 33 in the 0-1 postseason, getting to the finals with the lack of offensive power.
Look at those numbers for Shaq, guys. 33 and 16.
A run that AI will always be remembered for. Number 1, the 2006-2007.
Yo, I knew this was going to be on there. This team was garbage, man. Boobie Gibson was number 2 option.
The East was very weak, with Miami struggling with Wade's injuries.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Detroit lost Ben Wallace to free agency, with no real contenders.
Went to the
Gilbert
damn
Arenas
Bulls.
tore his ACL towards the end of the regular season. Caron Butler broke his hand. Both couldn't play, allowing LeBron and his team to run through them in the first round.
Larry, oh my God, Larry.
Slasher Pavlov.
God, Larry Hughes was like the most inconsistent player I've ever seen, man. Like, he was like the definition of like being scared of the big moment. I could not stand him, bro. Like, y'all should give Ira Nebel that. I'm not, no, not really. I'm just joking. Let's move on.
Drew Gooden, and Big Z were very
Daniel Marshall was nice.
Coming off the bench. Daniel Marshall and Daniel Gibson were good knockdown shooters. Knocked off a mediocre 42-win Nets team in the second round in 6. LeBron single-handedly defeated Detroit, scoring 29 of his team's last 30 points.
Yeah, don't remind me. I know.
Got to the rim anytime he wanted. Since
seared into my mind.
Wallace, Boobie Gibson had his best NBA game ever in Game 6, dropping 31 on 5 of 5 from 3. Of course, they got swept by San Antonio in the
lost by a
finals,
dude
getting
named
held
Boobie.
to under 81 points for the series. James was held to just 22, under 36%
what is going on right
shooting
there?
in one of the most boring NBA final series in NBA history, the lowest rated and least watched final series recorded. Those were the 5
Which is
worst
crazy
teams
because
that made the
LeBron was
finals
in it, you know?
the 21st century. Both the 0-2 and 0.
Okay, that's what it was. It was the Nets back-to-back. I was like, man, he's talking about the Nets for a long time right here, if you guys can see that, man. I was like, why is he talking about them so much? But it was back-to-back. Okay, I didn't really catch the drift of that. But yeah, I mean, overall, good list. All those teams, they clearly didn't win the finals, so... but yeah, I guess I will ask you guys in the comment section below. If all 5 of these teams played each other, which one do you think would make it to the finals? Which team do you think would be the best? I'm going to guess probably Iverson, just because he was on a whole nother level. No, I don't know, man. That's kind of a tough question, but hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.